This episode of Android Authority is brought to you by Norton Security. Hey, what is going on, guys? Lanh here from Android Authority, and it started off as an experiment by Samsung that nobody ever thought would have taken off, and here we are in 2014 with the Galaxy Note 4. Samsung's biggest and baddest smartphone yet, both literally and figuratively, and it's on America's largest network. For the last several years, consumers have been begging Samsung to make a more premium feeling phone, and what better way to start than with the Galaxy Note 4? Well, technically it started with the Galaxy Alpha, but with the Note 4 we know this is something Samsung is looking to continue. The Note 4 features a metal frame with chamfered edges and a faux leather back, but gone is the fake stitching from before, which was a much needed improvement. Although it's not entirely metal, the addition of the metal band makes a world of a difference in how it feels in the hand and will satisfy anyone who's been waiting for Samsung to make a phone with better build quality. It's certainly their most well-designed and best feeling phone yet. Quad HD displays are starting to become a thing now with flagship phones, at least on Android, and it certainly didn't take long for Samsung to get in on the action. The Note 4 features a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED display with 2560 by 1440 resolution, and this is by far the best display Samsung has ever made. It's bright, beautiful, text and graphics look extremely sharp, and colors pop off the screen just as you would expect from a Samsung-made AMOLED panel. While most people might say it's hard to notice a difference between Quad HD and 1080p, one thing is for sure though is that this panel will not disappoint and will be an absolute joy to use for virtually anything you do on a smartphone these days. The specs of the Note 4 are also no slouch. It's a Snapdragon 805 with 3 gigs of RAM and the Adreno 420. Essentially the best specs you can get on a mobile device here in late 2014. As you'd expect, the Note 4 is fast and can pretty much handle any task you throw at it, which is obviously a good thing because the Note 4 is designed to do a lot. You'll sometimes run into the occasional TouchWiz lag, but nothing that could be considered a deal breaker by any means. For the most part, it's a very buttery smooth experience. Apps load quickly, multitasking is a breeze, especially with 3 gigs of RAM, and with the Adreno 420, the Note 4 can handle pretty much any high-end game you throw at it without skipping a beat. Samsung's always been really good with their cameras, and they've saved the best one yet for the Note 4. It's a 16 megapixel sensor and it has optical image stabilization this time around, which is a first for Samsung. The camera is packed full of features, and depending on who you are, you may love it or hate it, but with all the different shooting modes and manual controls, you'll always be able to get the shot that you want. The 16 megapixel sensor takes very crisp and vibrant images, and with OIS on board this time around, you're going to get much better low light performance. If you're looking for the best camera on an Android smartphone right now, the Note 4 is definitely one to consider, and it's not going to disappoint. With a big phone comes a big battery, and the Note line pretty much led the charge when it comes to big batteries on smartphones. So you're looking at a 3220 mAh battery, and the Note 4 easily lasts all day on a single charge. Even with heavy usage like playing a lot of games and watching YouTube videos, I never had any problems making it through a full day. So with more moderate usage, I have no doubt that you could easily squeeze even a second day out of it, or at least a good majority of a second day. And even with that Quad HD display and all those pixels that are being pushed, the Note 4 still manages to get some really great battery life. On the software side of things, the Note 4 is running Android 4.4 KitKat with Samsung's own TouchWiz interface, and with the Note 4 you're getting all the bells and whistles. All of the usual staple features make a return here, like multi-window, motion gestures, S-Health, S-Voice, and the fingerprint scanner, but since this is a Note, you get features like one-handed operation to make using the Note 4 in one hand a little bit easier. You also can't forget about that S Pen, and with the S Pen you get Air Command, which allows you to quickly do things like create memos, draw or write on screenshots, and crop images for scrapbooking, just to name a few. The Note 4 is meant to do a lot of things, and while the utility of Samsung's features is debatable, there's no denying that you can get anything you want done on the Note 4, whether it's for work or play. The Samsung Galaxy Note 4 is available right now on Verizon for $300 on a 2-year contract, or $700 if you decide to go without a contract. And there you have it, guys, for the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. The Note line pretty much started off as a niche product, but with larger phones becoming very popular nowadays, the Note 4 is going to be a phone that appeals to virtually anyone. With the new metal design, the Quad HD display, and the improved S Pen, these Note 4 easily becomes Samsung's best looking and most powerful phone yet that's going to satisfy both current and new Note line users. As always guys, thank you so much for watching this review. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up down below. We definitely appreciate that. And also subscribe to the channel, which is also down below. And also don't forget to check out our website. You already know what it is, AndroidAuthority.com, because we are your source for all things Android. This episode of Android Authority was brought to you by Norton Security.